Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Amber Johnson, and we are just going to have a quick chit chat today. And we need to talk about why it is so important that if you are feeling the pull to rebrand your life, do it immediately. So let's just cut right to the chase. Now, I know I haven't posted a video in a minute, but it is not because I have taken a break from social media, because I definitely have not. If you guys have followed me on my other platforms, like I always tell y'all to do in my other videos, you would know that I have been very, very active on my other platforms. And actually, I haven't technically been absent from YouTube either. If you've been watching my shorts, you'll know that I've been there too. So let's talk about this rebrand situation, okay? I know that if you've been rocking with me for a good bit of time, first of all, I appreciate you. Second of all, you'll know that I have been through several changes on this channel, and I feel like my YouTube channel is my outlet to just be open and honest with you guys. I'm comfortable with sharing, when things are not working, when I'm going to switch it up. And for me, that's exactly what happened. Things weren't working and we had to switch it up, but for the better. So I had been feeling this pull that I needed to rebrand really my entire life, not just my business. Now, I know the last time I talked to you guys, I was doing real estate. And I am still doing real estate. However, I am only doing real estate for friends and family, and then those that I have already worked with. And that's simply because I am focused on other things. So I am working, I'm still a nurse. I've been a nurse for 11 years. If you guys are just now coming across my video, I've been a nurse for 11 years. I'm working full-time as a nurse, but I am also building up my personal brand on my platforms. What do I mean by that? On my social media, for the longest time, I have always posted inspirational, motivational, and empowering content. And that is what I have been called to do. God has put inside of me this gift to be able to share things that I'm going through my content, and through what I share with people. I am able to help them through things, okay? And that is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I also it has been on my heart to go back to being an entrepreneur. So if you're not aware, there was a point in time where I was a full-time entrepreneur and a stay-at-home mom when I was doing real estate. And unfortunately, because of my lack of discipline and my lack of being able to just hold myself accountable, I had to get a job. Okay. I worked for a home builder local here to Ohio, and then that was just not for me. And then I had to contact my previous employer and get my old job back. And I was doing home health for I've been doing home health for the last few years off and on, but I took it on a part-time basis. Our finances got not very good, and so I had to, because of financial reasons, I had to take on a full-time role. And so right now, that is what I am doing. I am working as a full-time nurse, and I'm doing admin, so it's, not as taxing, but it's still taking up a lot of my time, and definitely not something that I enjoy the job. I love the company, but it is it is having me split my attention between building a business and working, okay, and taking care of my family and all of that stuff. Some things that I have learned during my rebrand, and as I am on this journey to leave my 9 to 5, I have given myself a goal of 2 years. I have come up with a exit plan, okay. I have come up with an exit plan, and I am on a mission to leave my job in 2 years. And I am also empowering other millennial wives and moms to do the same. Not encouraging them to leave their job. It is more speaking to those that already want to do this, and letting them know that it is possible, showing them that it is possible, taking them along my journey as I do this, giving them tips and the tea of, things that they can do to set themselves up for this plan. Letting them know that they need to have a strategy. They can't just toss their 2 weeks notice and be like, I'm out of here. Some of them may be able to, but the ones that resonate with me are not able to do that. And I am not able to do that. As much as I would like to, I cannot do that. We cannot afford it. I have to set up a solid plan and leave strategically. So one of the first things that I have done is I have laid out exactly how much money I need to bring in to be able to replace my current income. And then I have come up with ways that I'm going to be able to replace that income. Some of them is monetizing my social media platforms, developing digital products, working with brands, and then also doing some social media things, not necessarily managing people's pages, but possibly doing audits, and also coaching moms and wives that are, wanting to leave their jobs, wanting to get into content creation, wanting to build a business around social media. I will be coaching them and mentoring them as well. And so those are some of the things that I have come up with as ways that I am going to replace my income. Now, the thing that you have to think about is, okay, what can I do immediately? Okay. What you can do immediately is you can make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do at your current job to make sure that you don't lose that job before you're ready to leave. Okay. So while you're at work, you're at work. On your breaks, lunches, before and after work, that's when you work on your business. Okay. Second thing is coming up with another stream of income. And so something that I have come up with is, outside of monetizing on my platforms, which comes with posting consistently. That's why I've been focused on making sure that I'm showing up every single day, posting multiple times a day, making sure I'm engaging on those platforms so that I can grow my community, increase my followings, and be able to create income from the platforms. But also, because we know that these platforms are not permanent, doing user generated content. And I know people have heard about this. I've talked about it on one of my other videos, but working with brands and them paying you to create videos for their brands. Okay. And so that is something that I'm currently working on, in addition to obviously my income that's coming in from my job, monetizing my platforms, and doing user generated content. These are things that I know that I can do immediately, along with creating a digital product based on the content that I'm putting out. Okay. So these are things, those things are what can bring me in money the quickest. And then as I bring in that money, and as I slowly, not slowly, let me not say that, as I bring in the money to replace my income, I can then do the other things, because I've built my community, I've built up my following, and then I've built my authority. And so now people will be willing to pay me to coach and mentor them in this process. Okay. So that is my game plan. That's just like a, a brief overview of what I am doing to be able to do that. And so when you talk about rebranding, like I said, it's not just changing your name on social media. I didn't just say this, but I'm saying this now. It's not just changing your name on social media and starting to post in different fonts and colors. It is a holistic approach. Okay. I like to think of it as being holistically wealthy. Okay. So my mental status has to be together: spiritual, emotional, physical, financial. All of these things have to be in line in order for me to be holistically wealthy. And so, since I'm getting my finances in order, my mental health will definitely improve, because for me personally, when the financial is lacking or is in trouble, it directly affects my mental health. Making sure that I'm taking time for myself, that also helps with my mental health, my spiritual health, making sure that when I'm getting up in the morning, I am praying, I am reading my scripture, I am, journaling. I'm doing all of these things to make sure that I am in alignment. And then the physical health as well, obviously. So making sure that I'm drinking my water, I'm exercising, I'm doing all of these things so that it can show up as my best self, so that I can be confident. And so people will take me seriously. And that will in turn allow me to grow the things I'm trying to grow, to be able to get to where I want to get, to build what I'm trying to build. Okay. The rebrand is not just your social media, it is inside and out. And I am just so excited to just embark on this journey. I'm excited to be able to share this with all of you, both on here and on my social media platforms. And I definitely want to encourage you to follow me along on this journey. And so, if you are a millennial mom, if you're a millennial wife, and you are just like, you know what? This is speaking to me. I definitely am trying to leave my job. I want you to follow me on this journey. I always have my social media handles down below. Follow me. If you have questions, you can send me an email, or you can put it in the comments, whatever you like. And because I want to empower as many of my millennial moms and wives as I can, to break free, okay, of the chokehold. Okay, we want to be home with our kids. We want to be available for our kids, for our family, and all of these things. And so I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank you guys for all of your support, that you always give me. Anytime I make a pivot. And like I said, like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. And I am excited to take you along with me on my journey. And I will see you guys in the next video.